Hello, everybody. Listen to KSN Radio. It's DJ Rob, the Metal Guy. And that was the band Tempel. And right now on air, I actually have the drummer from Tempel, Rich Corle. He is going to be doing a little interview here. Rich, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Great. Glad to hear it, man. I got to say that the album, The Moonlit Our Path, and that song, Carvings in the Door, it's a pretty damn awesome release. And I wanted to first ask, what's your overall thoughts on the album? Has it kind of met your expectations? Are you pleased with the release? This is your second album also to make note. So kind of give us the rundown on your overall feelings about this new album.
I'm real happy with it. The first album that we put out a few years ago, I wasn't 100% happy with. We wrote most of the songs years ago, and it took so long to make the album that our tastes changed by the time it came out. And so this one was more of, we thought, representative of us. And it's been good. The reception has been good. We've been getting a lot of positive feedback on it.
Yeah,
everything's been good.
Yeah, this was actually the first introduction I had to your band here, and that's why I thought, when I first heard the album, The Moonlit Our Path, I said, wow, this is, really interesting. And then I went and I checked the other album, and I could hear the differences. And like you said, the production on this release is unbelievable. You really, again, the compositions too, how you arranged everything, it's pretty, it's not simple. I'm sure that is for sure, right?
Well, yeah, I think it's simple, but, I've heard the song so many times, and before we record it, you hear it so many times, so the arrangements become very, very simple, I guess, to you. As far as the production goes, we were very picky about that this time. We didn't know too much about it, and Ryan, the guitar player, is actually the engineer, and he does all the mixing.
Yeah, I was going to say, you guys recorded this, and he has, I guess, a studio, kind of?
Yeah, he runs a recording studio.
Okay.
So it's nice because we don't have to worry about time and money and all that stuff. He doesn't own it, so he doesn't have to pay for the gear, I guess you could say. He just pretty much runs it. So it's nice, and if you notice when you listen to the album, it's much quieter than other records, probably.
Oh yeah, again, just everything came across to me on this album. The instruments, how it's recorded, really well.
Yeah, we just wanted to be real picky with the mastering and the mix and that this time around. So.
Yeah, you could definitely tell that if anybody has listened to this album. Yeah, it's definitely something where, again, it's just every sound and how you built it up. And I'm interested in this. It's an instrumental, for some people that, maybe it's not something when it comes to, heavy metal instrumentals. They're out there. Usually bands, do one song. This is an entire album. And I kind of want to know what led you guys or influenced your decision to make this instrumental. I guess, the styles. There's so many different styles you're playing. But what influenced you over idea to make an instrumental album?
Well, when we were in high school, we had a full band. It was 5 guys, and it's just all sorts of problems trying to keep all the members motivated and wanting to do the same thing, and the singer, keep his head in the game. And at a certain point, it just dropped down to where it was just me and Ryan, and we just said, screw it. You're in recording school. Once you get out, we'll just go, me and you, and we'll just do a studio project.
It worked out.
Yeah, it just made everything easier because we felt like we were the only 2 members that were really caring about it anyway, and this way we didn't have to worry about anything. It was just easy from that point on.
Well, I definitely think that kind of separates, again, this album from a lot of the releases I've heard this year. And just, I think that is an interesting take that, eventually it came down to just you two. And why not? If you have the creativity, you have the imagination. And that's what this album's all about, because you don't have the lyrics. You really just have, I guess, the song titles and, I guess you would say the arrangements, the music, and how it all comes across. That kind of, I guess, leaves, the listeners to interpret, what's going on maybe or figuring stuff out. Is that something you guys kind of, when you came up with the song titles in the, I guess you would say the concepts of the album, Was that what you kind of focused on, just kind of leaving it up to the listeners? But again, the way that each song title is, it's almost like a chronological order, like a story.
Yeah, we don't come up with the concept, I guess, before writing the music. That comes after.
Okay.
But we do want to, because we're instrumental, we do want to kind of give people a visual. And, you know, as far as the music goes, we don't really think about, I don't know, when we're writing the songs, we don't think about, you know, all the reviews so far, they're very focused on, you know, this genre and that genre and what we are, and we don't think about that at all.
You just jam.
Yeah, I would just label it instrumental metal. Everybody wants to say black metal, doom, all these other things, and I just, when I listen to it, I don't hear any of that. I just hear, you know, plain old, you know, it just sounds like metal to me, I guess.
I had to clap for that because I like how, again, that's your mentality. You just want to make music and, you know, again, just make metal and just jam, write something out, and I think that's really cool. But you know what's interesting, too, is when you look at the album cover, because this is after you record the music, but did you work with the artist? Because if anybody ever looks at the album cover for The Moonlit Our Path, it's a total trip because you have these two cloaked figures standing in front of a door going into a labyrinth, and then there's like this city.
Right. Yeah. We came up with the song titles before working with the artist. So we had all that figured out, and we sent all the information that we had to him. And then he basically took the song titles and came up with the visual scheme.
Wow.
So, and he, you know, the work that he did is amazing.
It really is. It's unbelievable.
I still look at it. I'm pretty amazed at what he was able to come up with. And he worked on it for a long time. If you look at it and realize that it was drawn with pencil, you can imagine how long that took. And then he did 4 layers of ink on top of that. Then he hand painted it. So it was definitely involved.
Yeah, very talented artist. Something I cannot do. I still have a hard time drawing stick figures. So go figure.
That's me. That's why we have to hire somebody, because we have no ability with that whatsoever.
Yeah, you handle the music though. That's the challenging part. So you know, you handle the music. Yeah, but now I also want to talk about, because you're working with Prosthetic Records, great label. Give a shout out to those people. They're again, when they get behind an artist, and they are, you know, very supportive. That's how I found out really also about this album, was they relentlessly promoted this. They would tell all the updates when you guys were releasing this. And I wanted to kind of get a little information on how you came to meet Prosthetic, because they also released or re-released, was it your first album there too, right?
Yeah, we originally put so we had never actually played live. We had never done anything for the band. We actually spent 3 years kind of working on the first album. The reason it took so long is because we changed the songs so many times, and even once we actually recorded the final versions of those songs, they're not the way that they were actually recorded. We had to do a lot of post-editing work and pasting here and there, and so it took a while to get those songs to be, you know, even decent. And finally, when we finished it, we just uploaded it to Bandcamp and said, you know, we have no clue what this is going to be, you know. And then it started to sell, and people started to share it. And then Prosthetic contacted us and wanted to sign us, and I guess everything's, you know everything from there.
Yeah, the rest is history. You got this new album out. You're doing really well. I mean, I think it's a solid release. Now, in the future, would you ever consider working with a full band, getting a vocalist, and doing all that, you know, the big, I guess, stuff? Or are you just right now focused, you and Ryan, working together just as the instrumental?
I think we're just going to stay the way it is, just because we both have other careers, and we don't really want to make this a career.
Oh, okay.
Just because I think it would become not fun and not, you know, I don't want to be on the road 6 months out of the year away from my fiance and my dogs, and Ryan's got 2, you know, toddlers at home, so we just want this to be a part-time thing. It's fun that way, and it's, you know, it works out well for us.
Yeah, that's a really important idea and something going on. I think in the music world, heavy metal. Again, touring is very difficult and it's risk in a sense. And like you said, spending time away from people you're close to, and again obligations, and sometimes it's just you never know too if going out on tour and what can happen. So
yeah,
the financial burdens too, and I think that's really interesting. I definitely believe that's what Tempel, again, this is a project that you guys do because you enjoy it. It's you like making music. That's what it sounds like.
Right. Yeah, I think if it becomes to where you have to make music, you have to make a record that sells, you have to do these things, I just don't know if it would be enjoyable for me anymore. Like this, I mean, we put this album out. It doesn't matter if it sells or not. It's to me, I don't need to make any money off of it, and we don't need to be successful. It's just kind of, it's nice, So, I'd just like to keep it that way.
Yeah,
That way we have no expectations. We don't have to make a poppy record or anything like that.
Well, hopefully, Tempel making a poppy instrumental record would be a bit bizarre. I think that would be
right. Yeah,
that would scare me. But so in time, you guys will probably get together and make a third album, but that's in the distant future. Right now, you're just kind of letting this second album get out there, people have it, check it out. And then maybe when you have some, free time in the future, then you'll, get together, you and Ryan, and go back to hammering out some jams, riffs.
Yeah, there's no timetable. I'd say by the end of the year we'll be doing something. It's usually not a process where we, get in there and knock out, demos in a week and then a month later knock out the finals. It's more of like a whole year process. We might do one demo and then do another demo 2 months later, and then another demo a month later, or something like that. It's definitely very spread out. So, usually how we do it.
Well, I can say the formula I have working right now, it's working. So don't fix it. To me, it's a great. Again, this album, The Moonlit Our Path. If anybody out there has not heard this album before, you can. It's available via Prosthetic Records, and also you have a Bandcamp too. I'm sure people can download or buy the songs from the Bandcamp.
Yeah, Bandcamp, iTunes, wherever you get your music, I'm sure it's there.
Yeah, well, Rich, congratulations on this album. It's a really great release. You and Ryan, some amazing work. This is talent, people. This is really talented, just all-around musicianship. So, good job, and best of luck to the future. And I will definitely be looking out on the horizon for more music from Tempel.
All right, thanks a lot. Thanks for all the kind words and everything.
Okay, take it easy, man.